Tale Mati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashatya Deshatharini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaurabhaktavinda Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Thanks a lot for the wonderful kirtan.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Next, Preeti will be performing the Hare Krishna kirtan.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nita Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you, Preeti Mataji, and thank you, Swati Mataji, for the wonderful Kirtan. Thank you so much. Thank you. On behalf of Surabhi Kunj Bhakti Center, Kodlu, we welcome you all for the Sunday program. Today we are going to hear from a very senior Vaishnava and preacher, His Grace Gauranga Pavana Prabhu from Bhagavad Gita, verse 9.26 to 9.28. Thank you, Prabhu, for joining us. Over to you. We are eager to wait. We are eagerly waiting to hear from you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. So, I'll do a small kirtan and then we'll take the class. Today we have to cover around 3 verses of Bhagavad Gita, and those all are very profound, has a deep impact on everyone's life. So we'll discuss it, and as I can see, we all have senior Vaishnavas with us. So rather than going into the direct meanings, we'll also discuss on the intricate lower level meanings of each shloka as the time permits. So today we have Siksha program as well, which will be starting at 5:30. So will not take much of your time. I'll just do a small kirtan and then we'll start with the session. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashata Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadhi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadhi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadhi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jai Gaur Nitai Gaur Nitai Gaur Nitai Jaya Gaur Nitai Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Hari. I'll just take 2 more minutes and I'll sing Jai Radha Madhav and then we'll start. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So I'll quickly share my screen. Let me know once my screen is visible to you all.
Yes, Prabhu, we are able to see.
So we are going to cover 3 shlokas today. So we'll first quickly read the shlokas and we'll cover the word by word meaning translation for all the 3 shlokas together, and then we are going to talk about it. So first one is very famous verse from Bhagavad Gita 9.26. All of us know this, even though it looks quite simple, but there is a lot of hidden meaning behind it. So we'll discuss on that. I'll speak and then would request all the devotees to also speak after me. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. I would request
Pushpam Palantoyam
Yo me bhaktya parakshati.
Yo me Bhaktya Prayakshati
Tad aham bhakti upahatram.
Bhakti Upahatam
Asnami pretatmana.
Asnami
Prayatatmanaha.
Thank you. So we'll not go one by one because we have 3 shlokas. So I will quickly cover its one by word by word meaning. Patram, a leaf. Pushpam, a flower. Phalam, a fruit. Toyam, water. Ya, whoever. Me, onto me. Bhaktya, with devotion. Prayashati, offer. Tat, that. Aham, I. Bhakti upahartam, offered in devotion. Ashnami, accept. Prayat atmanah, from one in pure consciousness. Translation: if one offer me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it. then I will quickly go to the next one. I would request you all to remain unmuted so that you all can repeat with me. Yat karoshi yad ashnasi.
Yat karoshi yad ashnasi.
Yad juhoshi dadashi yat.
Jihoshi dadashiyat.
Yat tapashyasi kaunteya.
Yat tapashyasi kaunteya.
Tat kurushva mad arpanam.
Guru Shvamadharpanam.
Synonyms: yat, whatever; karoshi, you do; yat, whatever; ashnasi, you eat; yat, whatever; juhoshi, you offer; dadasi, you give away; yat, whatever; yat, whatever; tapashyasi, austerity, you perform; kaunteya, son of Kunti; tat, that; kurushva, do; mat, onto me; arpanam, as an offering. Translations: whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. Next one. This is from Bhagavad Gita 9.28. Shubha Shubha Phalar Evam. Moksha se karma bandhanay. Sannyasa yoga yuktatma.
Sannyasa yoga yukta.
Vimukto mam upaishyasi.
Thank
Thank you. Synonyms: Shubha, from auspicious; Ashubha, an inauspicious; Phalah, result; Evam, thus; Mokshyase, you will become free; Karma, of work; Bandhanai, from the bondage; Sannyasa, of renunciation; Yoga, the yoga; Yuktatma, having the mind firmly set on; Vimukta, liberated; Mam, to me; Upashyasi, you will attain. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Now you all can mute yourself so that will not have background noise. In case you want to, yeah, sorry. So translation is: in this way you will be freed from bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious result. With your mind fixed on me in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. Thank you, Prabhu, for reminding. So we are having this online session, but still you all can stop me anywhere in case you have any query or you want to share something. I think from next week we are planning to open the center as well, but today we are having this online. So in case any one of you have any doubt, you want to share something, you can stop me in between. So we are going to have much of an interactive session rather than a one-way communication. So this first verse we all know, very famous verse. We all offer bhoga to the Lord, we accept it, but there are some additional things on which Lord is stressing. So what are those things? What we will focus on that aspect because we only have 50 more minutes. So one thing that we have to stress is that Krishna wants only loving service and nothing more. Krishna accepts even a little flower from his pure devotee. He does not want any kind of offering from a non-devotee. So what is that make us different from other person is that we have some love for the Lord. So for the devotees, it is very important that when they are cooking the bhoga for the Lord, they should, while cooking, the consciousness should be that they should be thinking that how the Lord is going to relish this food stuff or how Lord is going to relish this bhoga. It should never be the case that while cooking, you are thinking that how relishable this will be for my son, for my daughter, for my husband or wife. So I will quote one story about that. This is a story about the grand spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada, that is the spiritual master of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj. So he, as we all know, that he was very strict. So once a person who accept him as a spiritual master, he came in front of him. So he requested Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj that I want to basically accept renunciation, and I have a wife as well, and but then also I want to progress on this path of devotional service. Please help me so that both me and my wife can progress on this path. So he told that it's all right. Being a grahastha is never a problem. So what you can do is that you both of you can do Harinam Kirtan, and your wife can help you in cooking for the Lord. And that way, basically, she will serve you, and you will also get benefited. But what happened is that the wife is newly married. She has a lot of affection for her husband. So while cooking, she was always thinking about her husband rather than about the Lord. So Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, he was Yukta Vairagya devotee. He was basically eternally liberated soul. So he could understand everything. That the bhoga that she is cooking is not actually meant for being relished by Lord, but rather than it's being made to be relished by her husband. So then he corrected it. He told that basically in this way, none of you are going to make spiritual progress. Why? Because this bhoga is being cooked with deep sentiment around you and not about the Lord. So Lord is simply saying that if you offer me with love, then I will accept it. But if your love is still centered around someone else who you don't even know, why you don't know? Because you can just see flesh, basically the material covering out around a soul. You don't know even the soul. So your attention is basically focused toward something which is outside the covering of the soul. So you don't even know that soul. You don't know the relationship of that soul with the Lord. And in that consciousness, if you are focusing your love toward that flesh and bone, cover of flesh and bone, which is filled with mucus, bile, urine, and stool, then you're not going to make progress. And Lord, as we all know, that Lord is not looking for some palatable dish. There are millions of Lakshmi Devi. They're ready to serve Lord at any point of time, at any moment. So he's not hankering for any food stuff. It is just our love for the Lord that he accepts. So then that's why Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, he corrected that this is not the way that you should basically put your focus on while cooking to how to please your husband, because that way neither you are going to get benefited, neither your husband is going to benefit. Why? Because you will also stay in this material world maybe for 40-50 years in this particular body. He will also going to stay in this body in for 40-50 years. And because of not eating Krishna Prasadam, neither he will make progress, because by eating the food which is made with the more affection for you, your love toward him, he will become more and more implicit in loving relationship between a male and female rather than between Lord and himself. So there is no benefit that is going to be with that offering. So the point here is that we should also understand while cooking for the Lord, that whoever is cooking, we should first give them this teaching that while cooking, you have to think about Lord. It is not that your mind is engaged on thoughts of so many things, how the online classes of kids are going on, what is going to be his study material for the next session. So all those things you have to put aside. Either you can play some kirtan, some soft kirtan, you can focus on the Lord, and then you cook the way and think about that how Lord is going to accept it. Same applies with while offering it to the Lord. So while offering to the Lord, you should understand that when we are offering this bhoga to the Lord, then actually because we are not qualified to be able to see Lord, but Lord is so merciful that he is present in front of us in a DT form or in a picture form, and he's ready to accept your service. So you're not qualified. There are so many services in the spiritual world. You're not qualified to directly able to feed Lord, but Lord is so merciful that he is present in front of you in form of picture and DT's form. So it is your duty to feed Lord. You have to first pray to your spiritual master, because you cannot approach directly this Lord. You have to pray to your spiritual master that he can offer this bhoga in disciplic succession. That is, he can offer it to his spiritual master, and then your work is done. So someone has once requested Srila Prabhupada that what is the thing that we have to focus most while offering to the Lord. So Prabhupada commented that you have to, while chanting the pranam mantra of your Guru Maharaj, you have to be very focused and concentrated. So at least at that point of time, if you are very focused, you are handing over the bhoga to your spiritual master, then rest he will ensure. But if you are disturbed in so many ways, you are busy in so many office work, housework and all those things, and you are not even able to focus on that mantra, then you should understand that that bhoga never reaches to the Lord. So you may be eating it thinking that it is Lord Prasadam, but it is not. Lord Prasadam is so merciful that even if someone will take a bite of Lord Prasadam, then his life will get converted, his or her life will get converted. So Lord Prasadam is such a unique thing. And if you prepare it with love, you offer it with love, then it will make a tremendous effect on the life of people. So there is a wonderful kirtan performed by Swati Kharodia Mataji in the start. So I'm not boasting about myself, but I'm just telling that how powerful is the Lord Prasadam, and everyone is basically part and parcel of Krishna. Everyone is looking for the love of Lord. So it is around, I think, 11 years ago. I think in 2013, when I got transferred to Noida, she was one of my colleague in Tech Mahindra. I was solution architect, she was process designer. And at that point of time, I think I was about to get married, but I was cooking for the Lord, I was offering for the Lord. And as a lunch, I was taking that prasadam to the office. And once we all friends were taking prasadam or lunch together, and she took some food stuff from my lunch box that I have taken. So some prasadam she got, and then she immediately got impressed. So it is because of so every one of us has that spark in us, and if that spark will get a little fanning, then it will work. So she got very impressed that how you made it, such a wonderful taste it has. Swati Mataji, you can correct me if I'm wrong. So then I told her that this is Lord Prasadam. I made it without onion and garlic, and then we offer it to the Lord. And then from that time itself, she becomes so impressed that she was eating onion and garlic, and she decided that I will not eat onion and garlic, and I will also try to offer it to the Lord, because the taste that I'm getting from the prasad is something that I have not experienced before. And from that point onward, now we can see Mataji is taking active service. Today in Shiksha program, she's going to take 12 round of chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. She is regularly attending Bhakti Vriksha program. Daily morning Srimad Bhagavatam she is attending. She is helping her mother as well. Now her mother is also daily attending Srimad Bhagavatam classes. So you can see that just by taking a grain of prasadam, one's life gets converted. So if you prepare the prasadam and offer it to the Lord, and Lord will accept it, then you can understand that it is non-different from Lord. If it will go inside anyone's mouth, then his or her life will get transformed. So we as a devotee has a very great opportunity and very big opportunity in front of us to basically spread this Krishna consciousness. And we can spread it via preaching, via prasadam, via kirtan. And one of the easiest way, and if you see, most of the people are becoming devotee just because of their attraction toward prasadam. And prasadam is making most of the devotees in ISKCON. It is not the philosophy, it is not the preaching, it's the prasadam that is attracting every one of us. So even about me as well, I got attracted toward ISKCON because at that point of time we are so dull-headed that we will not be able to understand much of the philosophy, but the only thing we understand is prasadam. So I was going in ISKCON Pune. It was very far from my place. I have to change 2 buses, but the prasadam is such that it attracted me so much that even though I was very lazy, I was by the evening time I was completely exhausted, and I was thinking whether to go or not to go. But the taste of prasadam that stays in my mind, that pushed me that okay, I should go and at least have prasadam. So this is how Lord's mercy attract everyone. And so we have to be very careful while offering the bhoga to the Lord, while preparing the bhoga for the Lord. So yesterday as well, I was hearing one of the lecture of Amog Leela Prabhu. We all the kids are great fan of Amog Leela Prabhu. So he was giving a lecture on the life of Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj. So he was also one of the disciple of Srila Prabhupada. So before his taking sannyas, when he was in Grahastha life, so Amog Leela Prabhu was talking about his married life, and he was telling that how from his childhood he was a great devotee of Lord, and he has an loving reciprocation with his personal deities, Gopalaji. So he was always having that transcendental reciprocation with Lord. And whenever his wife was cooking some bhoga for the Lord, so he will accept few things and will not accept few things. So he will take, for example, one vegetable, he will take one chapati, he will take maybe one dal or one another vegetable, he will not take. So wife become inquisitive. She inquired that why you are basically sometimes you're not taking something, only accepting something. So then he told that basically these few things you have not prepared with your mind focused toward Lord, and that's why I'm not accepting it. And then she also agrees. She basically later in her interview, she told that always he was 100% correct. That if there is something that I was not able to focus while offering to the Lord, then those things he will point out that this is something Lord has not accepted, so I will not accept it. So we should understand that how the bhoga will become prasad. If you have cooked it in the intention of serving the Lord, if you have fed it in intention of feeding the Lord, so you have Lord Krishna, Radharani, you have the Panch Tattva, you have the 6 Goswamis, you have the whole disciple section, at least the pictures that you have Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, Jai Patak Swami Maharaj, my spiritual master and your spiritual master, and all the Vaishnavas, whether they are the disciples of our Guru Maharaj or Srila Prabhupada or the disciple of Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, they are all Vaishnava, and Vaishnava are eternal. So it's not that they are dead and they have gone away. So why we are saying that Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Gaur Bhakta Vrinda means all the devotees. So when we are offering the prasadam to the Lord, to his disciplic succession, we are offering it to all the devotees of the Lord, because devotees never dies. So even though they may not be, will not be able to see them, but they are eternal. We all are eternal, but they are spiritual. They are completely spiritual. We get covered into the material modes as well. So at least we may not be having the capacity to personally able to take the ladle and the utensils and serve everyone, but at least mentally we should be focusing that how we are serving the Lord, how we are serving all the acharyas in disciplic succession, all the Vaishnavas. And then in that consciousness, after leaving the plate there, mentally thinking that how we are feeding the Lord, all this nice food stuff that we have prepared with love, then we should honor the prasadam. So if you are just focusing on serving the Lord, his devotees, the bhoga, then he will accept it. And then if you will do that, then it will be really a prasadam. Then if anyone will eat it, their heart will get transformed and their life will get changed. Swati Mataji, you are there. You also want to comment something on the mercy of prasadam?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, as you have said that, I am one of the examples. I remember that, you offered me prasad, especially the sweet dishes. And with that mercy, I have started on this path. So thanks a lot, Prabhuji, for guiding.
Yeah. So actually, you can see that everyone is basically part and parcel of Krishna, and everyone is very pure. So even though sometimes like I might be thinking that I am a very elevated devotee or Vaishnava, but actually all these souls, if we see around us, they are more pure. But somehow because they are covered with the illusory energy of the Lord, they don't know about the Lord. But we, at least because we know about the Lord, it is our prime duty to ignite this Krishna consciousness in their mind. So So we have live examples, so many live examples in front of us, that just by accepting prasadam, so many people have become devotee. One more incident just came to my mind. It is about the Sachinandan Prabhu, who, like the Kirtan Mela that is organized in Navdeep Mayapur. So that is organized by Sachinandan Prabhu. So there was once a time that he was not sure whether to join ISKCON or not to join ISKCON. And he was a new devotee. He got a service of cleaning the utensils for the Lord. And he was cleaning the utensils of the Lord, and in the back of the mind, he was thinking whether I should take up this process or I should not take up this process. Why? Because when his grandfather was also dying, his grandfather make him take an oath that he will not join ISKCON. And in his culture, it is a belief that if someone while dying has given you some oath, you have to follow it. So he was in multiple mind all these days, and he has the service of cleaning the utensils for the Lord. So while rubbing all these utensils, he was just thinking whether I should join ISKCON or not join ISKCON. Then one devotee came to him, and he told that Prabhupada is saying that whoever is cleaning the utensils is not cleaning the utensils properly, because the Lord just complained to me that his utensils are not clean. The bhoga which is already there on the plates is still there. So then he become wonderstruck that how came he know that the plates that I am cleaning are not very clean, because I can understand that my mind is not into this service and I'm not doing it properly. I'm doing it with half-hearted fashion. So definitely the plates that I'm cleaning are not clean. But I can see the pujari who is keeping all the bhoga in the plate. He is having so many work that he could not even see at the plates. So he's just quickly pouring it and then doing all his prayers. So he's just relying that the plate should be clean only. So other than Lord Krishna, really no one knows that these plates are really dirty, that I have not cleaned it enough. So if Srila Prabhupada could hear from Lord Krishna that these plates have some particles of the yesterday's leftover, then definitely he has a connection with Lord. And then whatever I am thinking whether to surrender to this process or not, I should surrender, because I can see that there is a Lord. With this example, I can understand. So another important thing that came from this point is that Lord is a person. When we are offering him some food stuff, as in bhoga, whether he's there in form of picture or whether in the form of the deities, we have to be very careful about the utensils as well that we are going to offer to him, whether they are clean or not, whether we are putting the tulsi leaves on the offering or not. Why we are putting tulsi leaf? Because sometimes we are not qualified. Even most of the time we are not qualified to offer the bhoga to the Lord. But because having the tulsi leaf in the bhoga of the Lord, Lord will accept it. Lord is bound to accept it because Tulsi Maharani is there. So that is why we to add an additional mercy layer on whatever we have cooked, we also add Tulsi Maharani onto it. So about prasadam offering, we all know Lord is saying, if one offer me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it. But what is the meaning of it? The meaning of it is Lord is a person. And if you personally reciprocate with him, like your most loving, dear, most person that is in front of you, then he will reciprocate. But if you are thinking that I am eating prasadam and I'm not making progress, the reason is that you are actually not eating prasadam. You may be cooking, or someone in your family may be cooking, but their heart is not into that cooking. Someone may be chanting the verses in front of the Lord, but their heart is not in that verses. And that is why when you are eating it, that is not prasadam, because neither it's cooked in that consciousness, neither it is offered in that consciousness. And then Lord has not accepted it. So you are just eating a food stuff which is without onion garlic, but it's not prasadam. So that is the situation. So I will quickly move to the next one because we already are at 5 p.m. Any questions till this point? Otherwise, I will progress to the next shloka. I take it as no. Maybe at the end again I will check with you all. So next thing, what Lord is saying.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
I have one question, Prabhuji. Can I ask?
Yes, you can ask. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, by seeing this sloka, some of them will ask the questions like, Krishna has asked us to offer flower or leaf or some juice like that only, right? Then why you are offering everything to the Lord? And means they are telling like onion and garlic, these are all acharyas only added. Krishna has told that only these things only, right?
Yeah, so so the point here is that so you have two questions, that when Lord is basically ready to get only the water and flower and fruit, then why we are offering so many food stuff? So the point here is that your father may say that, okay, just I am fine even if you will feed me some fruit. But whether you will only feed your father only fruit, or whatever nice stuff that you are making, you want to feed your father. So that is the answer. So if you love someone, if you love Lord, then you are not only limiting yourself to just offering fruit or water or just leaves or just flower. Whatever you are eating, you are offering to the Lord. So whatever nice food stuff you can prepare, you offer it to the Lord. And Prabhupada has quoted also that it is not, it is, so basically why Lord is saying this, because there may be so many people who are very poor, who cannot afford to have even the cooked food. So maximum they can get is maximum some fruit they can get, or someone may be very poor that even fruits he may not have. He may just have water with in front of him. So Lord is saying, if you are in under such a condition, then also you can come to me. So to return back home, back to God, it is not a difficult thing. It's the most easiest thing. So we can see in Vrindavan, people are very poor. They don't have so many variety of luxuries that we all have. But they are always taking the names of the Lord. They are always able to remember the Lord. And whatever they prepare, they offer in love to the Lord, and Lord accept it. So there is a story also behind it, that I'll not go into the long story, but Lord is, if someone has a pure love for the Lord. So there is a story where this Madan Mohan deities that we see, Madan Mohan temple is there, the deities are there. So that deity, before being found by, so maybe I may be confused, but before being found by these Goswamis, this Rup Goswami, Sanatan Goswami. So maybe someone may correct me whether I'm right or wrong. It belongs, whether it's a story of Sanatan Goswami or Rup Goswami, which deity it is exactly. Maybe Pransaki Mataji, someone can correct me. So the pure devotee, the pure-hearted devotee, his name, full name I don't remember. His last name was Chaube. So he was he don't know the proper etiquettes, that how. So okay, got it. It's about Sanatan Goswami, and the deity is basically this Madan Mohan deity only. So that person, even though he got this deity, he was not knowing the proper etiquettes. So like the way that we are chanting all the prayers, he don't know the proper etiquettes. So just like his own son, the way like with his own son was very naughty. He was not ready to eat the food stuff. So he take a stick in his hand and he stand in front of him that you eat. And the same way he was treating the Lord as well in the deity form, that he take a stick after serving a plate to the Lord. He take a stick and was standing in front of the Lord, and he was saying, please eat it, otherwise I will beat you. And once Sanatan Goswami saw it, then he told that, oh, this is not the way to basically feed the Lord. And then Lord came to his dream and he told that the way that this pure, gentle hearted Brahmana was feeding me, the prasadam, I was liking it very much. But you came and you introduced so many rules and regulations that now I am no more interested in his way of worship. Now you only have to take care of me. So this way, this Madan Mohan deities came to him. So the point here is that it is the love that we have toward the Lord, which Lord is accepting. So if someone is very poor, so that person was very poor. Whatever he was having, he was offering it to the Lord. And he don't know even the etiquettes. He was just treating the Lord as his own son. And he was chastising the Lord. You please eat it, otherwise I will beat you. And then also Lord was accepting it and very happily accepting it. So the point what Lord is stressing, that even if you don't have anything, there is no need of money, palatial building, or a great 3 BHK bedroom apartment. Nothing is that you need. Even if you don't have anything, even you are the poorest of the poor, you only have just water in front of you. You only have one roti that you can just prepare. You offer it to me and I will accept it. And another incident is that as well, that Sanatan Goswami, when he was basically cooking for the Lord, then he was doing madhukari, and he was not able to collect much of wheat flour. He could only collect little bit of wheat flour, and that wheat flour he will just roll into a dough and just bake it little bit in front of fire and just offer it to the Lord. And one day Lord told that please at least add some salt onto it. You are even giving me without any salt. So Lord was speaking to him, and then he told that I am a poor beggar, and I can only afford to get this much of wheat flour, and I'm just making a dough and offering it to you. And today you are asking some salt from me, and tomorrow you will ask some butter from me, and I'm such a poor person that how I'm going to afford it. So better I will give you to some rich landlord who will properly worship you. But Lord become very fearful. He told, no, please don't give it to me. I'm satisfied with whatever you are giving to. So that way, so the Lord is actually not for the rich merchant or a very wealthy person who can take care of him very nicely. He was satisfied with what the Goswamiji is offering. Why? Because he was offering with love. So this is just a way like he was reciprocating. He was having a loving reciprocation with the Goswami, that he's actually looking for salt or something. But he was just telling everyone that I am just looking for love of a devotee. So the same thing, Mataji, to answer you, so the same thing is that if someone don't have any facility, then he can offer flour, fruits, or water. But if you are wealthy, if you have so many things, you yourself are eating chappan bhoga, and then you are thinking that, okay, these chappan bhoga I will make with onion garlic and I will eat that. And to Lord, I will just give some water. So then you can understand whether you really have some love for the Lord. You don't have. So that is why in ISKCON, in Srila Prabhupada's mission, whatever we make, whether we make pizza, whether we make samosa, whether we make burger, whether we make noodle, everything is offered to the Lord. And another thing is that, because this is the sometime at the starting stage, but this is also because Lord understand our situation. Lord is a person. So sometimes we may be, so initially what happened is that whatever we are making it to our liking, that what we like. And Lord understand that we are conditioned, we have come to this material world, all our senses are very fickle, they're all running from here and there. So initially, so Lord understand us, and whatever we are making to our liking as well, if we are preparing some noodles for our liking as well, but with love, because we know that, okay, we want to eat it, but we are making it, and we also want that it will become prasadam. We also want to feed it to the Lord. We are making like that. Lord will accept it, because he can understand that this person is conditioned by the modes of material nature, and to free him, I have to help him. If I will not accept whatever he is cooking, then how he will make progress? And that way he'll accept it. But later, what will happen is that the devotee will able to understand that what actually Lord desires. So then he can understand that what actually Lord want to eat today, and he will be able to make that food stuff and then offer it to the Lord, and then he accept the remnant food stuff. So before that, before understanding, before coming to that level, if we are at the initial level, then whatever we want to eat, we offer it to the Lord, but that also Lord accept, and that way we make a progress. Once we make more progress, then we can see what deities actually want to eat. So deities sometimes may want to eat some sweet food stuff, sometimes they want to eat some sour food stuff, sometimes some salty food stuff, whatever they want. Whatever they want, pure devotee can see. So even from yesterday's discussion as well, I remember that Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj grandfather as well, he was also such a devotee that he purchased some bananas and he gave it to one of his servant, and he told that I am going out and you offer one by one these bananas whenever Lord is hungry. And the servant thought that why basically I offer one by one, let me offer all bananas and let Lord eat whatever he wants. And when he returned back, then he chastised his servant that whether you have offered all the bananas to the Lord. Then he told that how you understand. So he told, because my Lord, he is now having this cough, cough coming on his throat because you have offered all the bananas and he has taken all this. So the point is that the pure devotees then understand what is the Lord in the deity form is undergoing. We cannot understand, so we are conditioned. But even being in conditioned state, if we offer it with love, whatever we are making, Lord will accept it. And regarding onion garlic, why it is not mentioned? Because onion garlic was never considered a vegetarian foodstuff. Even Prabhupada was writing in his writings that he, in front of him only, have seen that how in vegetarian restaurant later slowly and slowly onion garlic got introduced. So earlier in vegetarian food stuff, onion garlic was never considered. Onion garlic was added into non-veg because non-veg doesn't have their own taste. Flesh doesn't have their own taste. So to make it tasty, onion and garlic is added. So it's not a food which is meant for human consumption or for consumption of a pure person. Another point is, so there are so many things. There is a whole series of debate that can happen on this onion and garlic. So this garlic is having one medicinal, or what we can say, one. There are so many authentic stories around it. So this onion and garlic, we can understand the origin of it. So this garlic, even though it has many, some people may say it has many medicinal property, but it has originated from the blood of demons. So there are so many like evidences behind it, how this onion and garlic came into existence. And it is completely into the tamasic mode. If someone is taking onion and garlic, then even right now the scientists also understand, the Air Force pilot, they're not given garlic before their journey. Why? Because the response time that they have will drastically reduce if they are taking garlic. So you can understand that even these fighter pilots, they were not given garlic. Their blood test samples are taken to estimate if they have taken garlic. In that case, they are not allowed to fly. Why? Because the response time reduced if they have taken garlic because of a chemical property which is inside that garlic. I will share that general also with you all. So you can understand that our Vedic literature knows this. So if someone is eating onion and garlic, their brain finer tissues will not develop. There will be so much thick tissues. That's why Prabhupada used to say that for these meat eaters, it is very difficult to understand the Krishna conscious philosophy. Why? Because they don't have the finer tissues in the brain. If they really want to take protein, rather than taking this non-vegetarian food stuff, this onion garlic, they can take milk, cow's milk. Because cow's milk is also blood only, protein only, but it is a converted from form fit for human consumption. And that will help in making the finer tissues of the brain. And same thing is with the prasadam as well. So if someone is taking onion and garlic, then you can understand, if you're not taking onion and garlic for 7 days, then you can experience that there is so bad foul smell coming from that person's body. So with that, you can judge that this onion garlic is so foul smelling. But because you are continuously smelling that smell, you're not able to experience it. But if you will leave it for 7 days as well, then you will not be able to bear the smell of the onion and garlic coming from someone else's body if you are standing near them in a lift or in a place where you are surrounded with them. So that is the situation of onion and garlic. So it's in so much of tamasic mode that so much foul smelling is coming from your body. So how Lord can tolerate that? So that's why it is not offered to the Lord. And there are so many innumerable things behind it. We may not be able to cover all those things right now. Maybe later.
One small question. So I read somewhere that even tur dal should not be offered because that too has a tamasic property. Is that correct?
Yes, Mataji. So the point here is that if something is very high in protein, so that is generally avoided if someone is trying to progress in spiritual life. Even though in ISKCON we are not following many rules, not many rules and regulations. Why? Because we are more depending on the mercy of Lord. We are depending more on the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So some things which even though are forbidden earlier by Vaishnavas, sometimes ISKCON devotees, they do take it in small quantities. But the point is that all this these heavy vegetable food stuff, so much of protein, they're equivalent to like non-vegetarian food stuff. Too much protein actually alter our brain thinkings, and that way, like, it will hinder the progress that we are making. So that's why too much of these red lentils and all these are getting avoided. So there are, so every food has some properties. If we read, there is a book written by Rup Goswami. I'm not able to recollect the name of it. So it is basically mentioning all the ingredients that we should ideally avoid while serving to the Lord. So for example, this radish we should avoid offering to the Lord, because radish is creating too much of gas, and if we give it to the Lord, then he will also develop gas. So because he's a person, so there are some vegetables that we should try avoiding giving to the Lord because he don't like it. But in ISKCON generally we don't follow all the basically set of restriction. Why? Because we understand that we are very fallen, and by the mercy of the Lord we can only make progress. So but the basic thing that we avoid is onion garlic. So that is the basic thing. Onion garlic or anything of this legumes family, we avoid it, like spring onions or anything that belongs to that family. Similarly, mushroom and all we avoid. Why? Because mushroom, as Srila Prabhupada used to say, that is mushroom is growing in a dirty place. So that's why the something which is growing in a dirty place cannot be offered to the Lord, and that's why mushroom is not being offered to the Lord. So it belongs to the fungus family, and it grows in something which is getting decayed. So that's why it's not being offered to the Lord. So mushroom and other things also we avoid offering to the Lord. So maybe Ranchor Prabhu, you can just quote what is the name of that book. I'm just missing that. Hari, what was that? Written by Rup Goswami. Or Pransaki Mataji, you can comment, or any devotee can comment. Or maybe otherwise I will, I just missed that name. I will put it in this group. So if someone is, someone wants to know more and more rules and regulations, they can refer that book. But the basic restriction is someone can follow, then Lord understand our situation, and basically then also we make progress.
Who is that? Hari Bhakti Vilas?
Yes, Hari Bhakti Vilas. Yes, correct.
Yes.
Correct. So next one, we'll just quickly go through it. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. So it's not only that whatever you eat, only you offer to me. Whatever you are doing, you just offer it to me. So now Lord is saying, so the next step is that Srila Prabhupada is also brilliantly explaining it, that it is the duty of everyone to mold his life in such a way that he will not forget Krishna in any circumstances. So Shavni Mataji, I may not have answered all your queries. I think you are connected with Pransaki Mataji. She may able to explain it in a more details in her Bhakti Viksha classes or in her Bhagavad Gita classes, because of the less amount of time that we have in front of us. I'm not able to maybe do proper justice to your question, but you again raise it with Pransaki Mataji. She will be able to further elaborate on it. So what Prabhupada is explaining, that this is the duty of everyone to mold his life in such a way that he will not forget Krishna in any circumstances. Everyone has to work for maintenance of his body and soul together, and Krishna recommends herein that one should work for him. Everyone has to eat something to live, therefore he should accept the remnant of foodstuff offered to Krishna. Any civilized man has to perform some religious ritualistic ceremony, therefore Krishna recommends, do it for me, and this is called Archana. Everyone has a tendency to give something in charity. Krishna says, give it to me. And this means that all surplus money accumulated should be utilized in furthering the Krishna conscious movement. Nowadays, people are very much inclined to the meditational process, which is not practiced in this age. But if anyone practice meditating on Krishna 24 hours a day by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra round his bead, he is surely the greatest meditator and the greatest yogi, as substantiated by the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So this is a very important verse. So many of time we think that because we are so busy in our office work, we don't have time to perform devotional services. But the point here is that this whole material world is working under the direction of Lord. So whatever foundations that you are facing, actually, it is because you don't have the sincerity to serve the Lord. Believe me, all the problems that are coming in your life, in your office, in your home, everything is because you don't want to serve the Lord. Because Lord has full control in everything which is going on around our life, in everyone's life. He has a full control not only on us, on everyone which is connected to us. He may be your boss, he may be someone else. So like as Chaitan Mahaprabhu used to has in Chaitan Charitamrita once he has spoken that if I will not be able to stop that particular person by directly acting, then I will act as his super soul and then will stop him. And Prabhupada also used to say that you can maybe show some book to some person, and then also whether he will take that spiritual book from you or not depends upon the mercy of the Lord. Because Lord, in sitting in his heart as a super soul, if he can sanction, he can take it. Otherwise, it's not possible. So Lord has full control, whether it's a devotee or non-devotee. You may be thinking that my boss is a non-devotee, how my circumstances can be under control of the Lord. But you should understand everything, material or immaterial, is under his control. Because what is that non-devotee means? He's a soul covered with a super soul, along with the super soul, covered with the subtle ingredients, subtle body, which is also given by Lord, is made up of his external energy, that is false ego, mind, and intelligence. So he may be thinking some way or the other, but the ingredient is supplied by the Lord. And then he has a material body, which is supplied with these 5 elements. So Lord is supplying all these elements, even the subtle elements that he's having, mind, false ego, and intelligence. And that is why even if we call someone devotee or a non-devotee, anyone, if they will chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, their senses will get controlled. Why it is possible? Because the basic ingredient is same. Everything is created by Lord and it's meant for the service of the Lord. And when we don't want to serve the Lord, then anyways Maya kicks us from all the direction. When we don't want to serve the Lord, then so many problems, challenges are coming in our personal life, in our professional lives, and then we give the excuses to others devotee that I cannot serve the Lord because I'm having so much of problems in my life. But the problems, why these problems are coming, one has to understand the background around it. These problems are coming because we are not sincere to serve the Lord. Till the time we are not sincere to serve the Lord, these problems will come. Otherwise, for Lord, it is a matter of seconds that he can make it vanish. And that's why our Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Jayaprakash Swami Maharaj, used to say that under every circumstances you preach. Why? Because these circumstances may be because of your past karmas, maybe because what you have done in your past life. Whatever good or bad that is happening in our life is basically under the full control of Lord. Sometimes when good things are happening, we think, oh, Lord has full control. And some bad thing happen, we think, oh, what happens? Maybe Lord missed to look at me, or Lord misses something, and that's why I'm under this soup, I'm under this problem. But we should understand that under every situation, Lord has full control. Whether we are suffering or whether we are enjoying, Lord is the supreme controller. So that is something that we have to understand. And that understanding will come if you are chanting the names of the Lord purely. And here it is mentioned that if someone can chant 24x7, that is the best thing. But that is not possible for you. So if you hear from this, so 3 modes of material nature session, if you hear from Bhakti Vriksha, there is a Namamrita section as well. And in that Namamrita section, Prabhupada is explaining in one of the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam that how if someone will go to a solitary place and just try to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantras 24x7, then definitely he will get illusioned, he will get bounded by the modes of material nature, and he will fall down. What is the reason behind that? The reason behind that is that when you are chanting the names of the Lord, you are asking for some service to the Lord. You are saying Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So actually you are requesting the energy of the Lord. Lord, please give me some service. And you have gone to some solitary place and you are asking, so Lord, give me some service. And Lord is saying there are so many souls who are basically dying in front of you, who don't know about their identity. And here you are saying, give me some service, give me some service. And here I am giving you this service, that you preach my names. And that's why Srila Prabhupada used to say that for our devotee, there is no need to go to some Himalayas or some mountains, to need to go to some forest or to some solitary place. They have to chant. And Jayapatak Swami Maharaj, Jayapatak Swami Guru Maharaj, he also was once stressing on that there was a time when he was chanting 32 rounds. And Srila Prabhupada, he was waiting, he was thinking that why it is taking so much time for Guru Maharaj to come out of his room. And when Guru Maharaj came out, then Prabhupada inquired that, what are you doing? And then Guru Maharaj told, I was chanting 32 rounds. And he was thinking that Srila Prabhupada will appreciate him. He thought that Srila Prabhupada is going to say that, oh, wow, what a wonderful thing that you are doing, that I have prescribed everyone to chant 16 rounds and you are chanting 32 rounds. And our aim is to chant continuously. 24/7 we should chant. That is the perfection. No, Prabhupada told him that why don't you do some preaching? Why don't you preach? Why don't you just chant 16 rounds and you preach? Because if you will not preach, then who is going to preach? So that is the situation. You may go to a solitary place, you are just chanting, you are asking for some service, but there is so much of service in front of you. There are millions of jiva who are struggling day and night, who are being bounded in this modes of material nature. They don't know that the cause of their suffering is forgetfulness of Krishna. And they are suffering day and night, and it is you who can free them. And you are busy in just chanting names of the Lord. And when the opportunity of service is coming, then you are not compassionate. So if you will show compassion, you can chant 16 rounds wholeheartedly. You perform your sadhana very nicely. And in remaining time, you think about serving of the Lord, serving to the Lord. And the greatest service, Lord himself has acknowledged, is if you can preach the glories of the Lord, the names of the Lord, the pastimes of the Lord. If you can perform that, that is most pleasing to the Lord. So whatever you are doing, you mold your life in such a way that you will be able to serve the Lord. And like as I told you, that all these circumstances, the problematic circumstances that is there in your life is because you don't want to serve the Lord. Otherwise, there is no problem. Prabhupada, he was so confident, without any single penny, he has gone to West. Why? Because he understands that Lord is actually the provider. He is the supreme controller. So what is the need of me having any money? If Lord want, he will distribute his holy name. There is no need for me to have any money. But we are so fearful, oh, what will happen to me? Tomorrow I may lose my job if I will try to extend my preaching. Tomorrow it may happen that something may happen to my child. They may become maybe beggars if I'll not focus on to them. So rather than preaching, I will focus on all the other things. And that is how basically Maya will act. So that is why we should always be in touch with devotees. And this is the pandemic time, and pandemic is really very challenging. I have seen it very close. And this pandemic, this COVID virus, it is completely anti-Krishna conscious, completely anti-Krishna conscious. One thing is that all the devotees now, they are fearful, they cannot meet each other. And if you get infected, then you are going to suffer a lot, because I can tell from my personal experience. I was 2 months in ICU, and initially when I got infected with this COVID, then initially I was able to chant, and then slowly and slowly, because I was not able to breathe, I could not chant. Then I thought that, okay, maybe I will think in mentally about the Lord. And then slowly and slowly they start giving so much of as a medicine to it. They started giving so much of steroid, around 6 lakh worth of steroid they inserted into my body, and I was not able to even think properly. Even the basic things like how our senses can be controlled. Our senses are just like horse, and they can be controlled by mind, and mind can be controlled by intelligence, and intelligence can be controlled by soul. I was not able to remember even that. I was thinking, what is that? How I can control my senses? My mind is not completely under my control. How I can control it? So then I was thinking I should chant. I was not able to chant as well. And somehow or the other, I connected with my Siksha Guru, Kripamaya Prabhu, and I discussed with him that I'm getting mad now. And seriously, I was getting mad at that point of time. I became mad actually at that point of time because of the effect of steroid. And then he told that, okay, believe me, after some time, this all will vanish. I also got infected with COVID and I was taking a steroid and my also eyes were rolling. I was forgetting some things. But for me, because I was not only taking some pills, worth like daily liters and liters of steroid was going inside my mind. So I was mentally thinking that even though Kripamay Prabhu is saying that things will come under control or I may not be able to control it, I have to relax. Then I thought maybe by chanting I will be able to control it. But then I was chanting, I was trying to mentally chant as well, and then also I was not able to control my mind. And I was thinking that what is the reason behind it? That I am not able to control my mind. And then I understood that these steroids are nothing but intoxicants. These steroids are the same thing which are intoxicant, like all this LSD and all these things are made with the steroid. So Prabhupada has spoken that if someone is taking intoxicants, then one will not be able to progress in spiritual life. One will not be able to chant. And then I could understand that how correct is Srila Prabhupada. Because I have, even though without knowingly or without my intention, I have taken steroid, but now I cannot chant. And that's why I'm not able to control my mind and I'm getting mad. And that was the most painful time of, because before that, at least I was able to mentally chant. Then by the mercy of Lord, I got a small Bhagavad Gita I could read. And because the effect of my situation was that even though I could read only a verse or maybe maximum I could read a little bit, 2-3 lines, because the memory got so much of impacted that I was not, when I was reading, I was not able to understand anything. I'm reading and I'm not able to understand anything. So only 1 or 2 lines I could read, but that was giving me solace that at least I'm having this Bhagavad Gita, I could understand a little bit. And I was praying to the Lord that I should not basically go to that level where all these food pipes will be inserted into my mouth and and my liver was failing, my kidney was failing. So I was thinking I should not go to that situation that basically I will not be even able to have Bhagavad Gita, or even I will not be able to read even a single line. So that is the situation actually. So this COVID is completely, I was saying that it's completely anti-Krishna conscious. So even the medicine that we are getting because of this COVID was anti-Krishna conscious. But in every situation we get a lot of learning. So at final point of time, when I was completely getting mad, somehow my wife, she could understand Guru Maharaj class is going on, and she arranged for that particular class where he was giving live darshana, and I was sitting there, even though my mind was not working. And somehow basically I offered one mango to Guru Maharaj and I accepted it. So basically Guru Maharaj accepted it, and then I took it, even though it was online, but it's all spiritual. Lord, his devotees, they're all spiritual. And I took that mango, and that night I had a greatest stroke, like the greatest mental problem I had. I was completely becoming mad that night. And then I understood, oh, now my mind is going completely out of my control. What will happen? But then, because my Siksha Guru Kripamay Prabhu told me that it will basically, it will settle down in some time. So I have full faith. So I thought that maybe because I don't have that much understanding, my Siksha Guru is saying, so I should relax. Otherwise, I thought that now I should basically leave my body because I'm going to die. I'm going to become mad. And then I don't have any control on my body or mind. And then next of the life, my family is going to take me as a burden. And even if I will not be aware of my situation, then I will not be even leave. I will not think of leaving my body, and that will be a big burden to everyone who is connected to me. And I thought that I will leave my body, but the only thing that Kripamay Prabhu told Siksha Guru. So that's why our connection with devotees is so much important. We have to be in connection with devotees, even though in whatever situation you are in. So that thought gave me solace, and I somehow spent that night. And after morning, everything by the mercy of Guru Maharaj, Siksha Guru, all the Vaishnavas, I started recovering. So from that time onward, I started recovering. So that was the situation. So the point here is that if you want to basically serve the Lord, you can understand that at every point of time, Lord is the controller of all the situations. And you can go through any of the situation, but you can understand Lord is there. And you just have to keep trying. Basically, whatever level you are, you just keep trying, and Lord is basically will not give you the test which you cannot pass. So he understands your situation. Definitely, we are not, definitely, if you think about Guru Maharaj situation and all, we are never going to be on that situation, preaching in that situation when we see Guru Maharaj, that the way he's there in his medical bed, and from there as well he's preaching, that is beyond someone's imagination. One cannot even imagine that thing. We are preaching because we are having so fit body. We are not connected with the hospital bed. We are not able to move our hands or legs. So we have so much of capability, and we are all basically soldiers of Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. So we should all use this body, because his mercy is something that we have to spread. And Siksha program is one of the way that all these Bhakti Vriksha devotees, they are taking today, they are going to take Siksha. And with this Siksha, they are basically increasing their rounds, chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And the way they will chant more and more, they will be freed from these clutches of material energy. And after leaving this body, they will return back home, back to Godhead. So that is the greatest initiative that we have. And that way they are going one more step closer and closer to accept a spiritual master as well. And how much important a spiritual master is, you can understand from my case as well, that I was completely gone case. I was about to die. I could understand my body was so weak that I could understand that my soul can come out at any point of time. After spending 2 months in ICU, having been administered some 11 lakh worth of medicines all inside my body became so weak that I could understand that in a moment's time my soul can come out. But somehow or the other, devotees told Guru Maharaj that okay, he's affected by COVID virus, and he prayed for us. And then that way I got saved, because Guru Maharaj was praying. And if some pure devotee is praying for you, if you have your shelter, you have your spiritual master, and if Guru Maharaj is praying, if your eternal devotee of the Lord is praying, then Lord will have to reciprocate, Lord will have to accept. So even though that time I may be dying, but because of the intervention of my Guru Maharaj, my life got saved. So that is why this Siksha is very much important, that you are getting a step closer to accept a spiritual master. All the spiritual masters, whether you talk about Jayapatak Swami Guru Maharaj, whether you talk about Radhanath Swami Maharaj, whether you talk about Indradyumna Swami Maharaj, they all are basically pure devotee of the Lord. They are all connected with the Lord. And with increasing your rounds of chanting, with taking some more commitment, you are progressing toward your eternal spiritual master. So you may have your eternal spiritual master, not necessarily a particular, the same spiritual master that I am having. You may have some other spiritual master with whoever you are connected with, because you are all coming from a spiritual world where you are performing some service to the Lord. And that spiritual master is basically helping you or guiding you in that eternal service. So when you are ready, then that spiritual master will come to your life. And that shelter is very much needed in our life. Otherwise, we are nowhere. This material world is padam padam yad vipadam. At any point of time, your life will go away. So I think I have over exceeded the time. We have the third shloka as well. Can I take 2 more minutes, Prabhu? Or we are starting with Siksha?
Yes, Prabhuji. No, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
You can take 2.
So the last one is, in this way you will be freed from bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious result. With your mind fixed on me in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. So one who acts in Krishna consciousness under superior direction is called Yukta. The technical term is Yukta Vairagya. This is further explained by Rup Goswami. So Rup Goswami says that as long as we are in the material world, we have to act. We cannot cease acting. Therefore, if action are performed and the fruits are given to Krishna, then that is called Yukta Vairagya. But there is an important term that you have to act under the superior guidance. So once Srila Prabhupada was sitting in his room, and one disciple of his was very grave, very sad. And then Prabhupada told him that why you are sad when a spiritual master is present. I order you to be happy. So the point is that till the time you have a spiritual master, if you have some doubt in your mind, you can always consult with him. You can drop him an email, you can personally connect with him, and you can raise that query. Because sometimes it may happen that you may be thinking that you want to serve the Lord, you are doing this thing for the service to the Lord, but actually you are being taken away by the modes of material nature. So sometimes some devotee may think that right now I'm in touch with all the devotees, I am sitting in the association of all the devotees, and but I'm not able to perform some service which will require some more money. And better for me is that I will go out, I will maybe do some business, I will earn some more money, and that way I will be able to donate for the cause of ISKCON, and that way I will basically be doing some more service to the Lord. But we don't know that all this wealth belong to Lord. If Lord want, he can give anything. So even sometimes when Prabhupada's disciples were pressing very hard for getting a center for the Lord, then Prabhupada used to say, if Lord want, he will give it for free. You don't have to struggle hard. So the point we don't understand is that Lord is not in want of anything. All this material world, all the opulences are under his control. It's not that because Lord has gone to Golok Vrindavan, at that point of time when Lord was there, he has 16,108 houses. And right now, because Lord is there, so this all wealth belongs to the other people. No, all the wealth is still belong to Lord only. So if Lord want, he can give you any amount of wealth. But sometime being conditioned by the modes of material nature without consulting your spiritual master, you take some step which will take you away from Lord. So many times some devotees, they think that I'm going away from the association of devotee, and somehow basically I will earn a lot, and then that way I'm going to further this cause of Krishna consciousness. I will be able to serve the mission of the Lord. But if they are not consulting with their spiritual master, they are not advanced, they are not fully advanced, they are not acting under the instruction of a spiritual master, then they are bound to fail. They cannot do it. They will basically being swept away by the illusory energy of the Lord. So we have to be very careful that we have to always have to act under the spiritual or the higher guidance. So either we are on that level that we have the talking terms with the Lord, we can talk with Lord and we can understand what Lord desire. If we are not in that stage, then we have the bona fide medium, we have the transparent medium in front of us, that is spiritual master. So we have to always consult with the spiritual master, we have to speak with the spiritual master, we have to verify that what we are thinking, whether that is sanctioned by spiritual master. If not, then we should not progress in that direction. So if someone has this wish to always perform the service to the Lord, and under that consciousness then he is acting, then in this life as well he's liberated, because he's always thinking how to serve Lord, and after leaving this body as well, he will go to the Lord and he will serve Lord eternally. But under that consciousness, under that stage, one don't want to leave this body or this material world. Why he don't want to leave is because in spiritual world you don't have these conditioned soul, you don't have these loving children of the Lord who are stuck in this material world suffering day and night. They are all, every one of all the souls that we have in a spiritual world are all the pure devotees of the Lord. So there you cannot preach, you can preach in this material world only. And that is why our Guru Maharaj is an example. So many, all the spiritual masters are an example that in spite of old age, in spite of so many physical difficulties, they are staying in this material world just to help us become Krishna conscious, to help us being free from this cycle of birth and death, which is the most miserable thing that we all are undergoing. So we anyways have to accept some other family after maybe spend of 40 or 50 years. So why not accept a family which is going to be eternal? So that is something we don't understand, and it's a very painful thing. And we should understand that how much trouble Lord is taking. All these millions and millions of jivas, so many desires that they are keeping. Someone is having desire, I want to build. Someone has a desire that someone has a desire that I want to become millionaire. Someone has some other desire. So whatever desires that you are having, Lord is basically fulfilling it, birth after birth after birth, just in a hope that someday you turn your attention toward Lord, and that time Lord will guide you and take you back home, back to Godhead. So Lord is working so hard, and devotee understand their intention, and that's why they want to serve the Lord. The greatest service that they can do is preaching, and that way if they will serve the Lord, then they will become liberated even in this lifetime. They don't have to leave this body. Why? Because service to the Lord is non-different from Lord. There is no need for you to see Lord. What you can do by seeing the Lord, because this service is non-different from the Lord. So then you will understand that the greatest thing that you want to achieve is actually the service of the Lord. And then you will stay. You don't want to actually go back home, back to Godhead, because that is something being told by devotees just to allure you, because they understand you are so much suffering. So they tell you that you go back home, back to Godhead, there is no suffering. Actually, in material world also there is no suffering. It is because of us who basically not using ourselves, our resources in the service of the Lord, that we are suffering. Otherwise, there is no difference. Everything is Lord's energy. In this material world as well, it is all Lord energy. So Durga Devi, she's acting averse not to the devotees, she's acting averse to the non-devotees. She's kicking non-devotees, she's never kicking the devotees. So for devotee, whether in the material world or spiritual world, it's all the same. But then also all these elevated acharyas, they're coming to the material world because of the greatest service to the Lord, because of the greatest love that the Lord have for the conditioned soul, that we are all here. So we have to accept this. We have to work hard to at least maintain our Siksha commitment. We have to progress on this path. We have to, if we are chanting, we are able to chant 4 rounds. We try to increase it to 8 rounds. Why? Because only for that purpose we are in this material world. We may say we have so much of busy schedule, we cannot chant 4 rounds or 8 rounds or 12 rounds. But this all busy schedule is because we don't want to serve Lord. And this busy schedule will remain there life after life after life till the time we will not want to serve Lord. If you want to serve Lord, there is no problem. This material world is not different from a spiritual world. So one have to understand it. And then I'll not speak more, because a very great program that we have now in front of us, that is Siksha. And you all try to follow your commitment, because Lord is there in our heart as in super soul, and he will help us. If we are sincere, we really want to serve the Lord, then Lord will help us. And with this chanting, we get the service of the Lord. So it's not that we, not only that we go back home, back to Godhead, that is definitely waiting for us in due course of time. All the liberations, all the muktis, bhuktis, calm, everything is waiting on a footstep of that devotee who want to serve the Lord. So service of the Lord is most important. So you chant, and you all chant in that consciousness. And because you are all connected with Bhakti Vriksha, you try to grow the Bhakti Vriksha more and more. And that way you are chanting, you want service from the Lord, you are getting the service from the Lord. And that way you will get more and more realization. And that way you will be able to make more and more progress. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for enlightening us with the wonderful lecture on this 3 important slokas on how to do love.
I think we have around 82 devotees now, so I think bandwidth is little low. So now we can quickly start with our Siksha program. I've stopped sharing. So Shavnan Prabhu, if I understand, you and Sumit Prabhu are going to host today, right? Or Siksha ceremony.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Before we start for the Siksha ceremony, Prabhuji, I request all the devotees to chant one time Hare Krishna Naman for Gauranga Prabhuji spiritual progress. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
for the wonderful class. Over to you, Prabhuji. I'll just prepare this.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. So Sumit Prabhu, meanwhile, Sarnan Prabhu is basically logging to his laptop. I would like to know how many total devotees are going to take Siksha today.
66 people totally.
Hari Bol, a big bundle.
Total 67, one more added.
Devotees. Because it's a wonderful thing that even in spite of COVID, in spite of online sessions, we have so much big number of devotees taking Siksha. And all the credit goes to all the Bhakti Vriksha leaders that we have here, Shavnan Prabhu and all the Vaishnavas, Shavnan Prabhu, Sumit Prabhu, Pransaki Mataji, Raneshwara Prabhu, all the devotees. I may not be able to name all of them, but a big Hari Bol for all the devotees. Let's all chant one time Hare Krishna Maha Mantra for all the leaders who have encouraged all the devotees to take commitment. Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Rama Hare
Rama,
Rama
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare.
Mitru, you are able to hear me, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, we can hear. There is little noise also in your background. Sumit Prabhu, you can also speak.
Yes, Prabhuji, have for sending message.
I think better you speak. I will send the message because I think Shavnan Prabhu has some audio problem as well. So maybe Shavnan Prabhu will keep sharing. You speak. That will.
Bro, what languages we are doing?
3 languages, Prabhuji: English, Hindi, and Kannada.
Okay, yeah.
Hare Krishna.
So we request all the devotees who are going to take Siksha commitment today, they can switch on their cameras. And now all the basically devotees are going to recite the commitments. Basically, they are going to speak the commitments, and you all have to repeat after the devotees. They will be speaking it in 3 languages. So the devotees who are comfortable with Hindi, English, and other languages, they basically go with that commitments. Hare Krishna. Over to you, Shavnan Prabhu, Sumit Prabhu, Aprajit Prabhu.
Yeah. So first Shraddhavan, people who are taking the commitment to chant 1 round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra every day. So whoever is planning to, so Prabhu, Sumit Prabhu, you have the list, Prabhu? Or should I read that?
Yes, Prabhuji. I can read out the names.
Yes.
Shraddhavan, there are total 20 devotees who will be taking Shiksha today. So Parul Mataji, Pragna Pratik Das Prabhuji, Rekha Yadav Mataji, Prashant Prabhuji, Anita Mataji.
Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
So we'll have to
yes, Prabhuji.
Ask them whether they are present. So we need to.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to take their attendance. Yeah. So
yes,
they have to speak Hare Krishna once their name is spoken.
Parul Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Mataji is present. Pragna Pratik Prabhuji. I saw Pragna Prabhuji was there.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Rekha Yadav Mataji. हरे कृष्णा रेखा यादव माता जी आप थे यहाँ पे मैं देखा था आपको
प्रभु जी माता जी you can unmute yourself.
हरे कृष्णा माता जी